Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Sunday of this past weekend, we had Fnatic G2, we had TSM Cloud9, both series going the full distance, all the way to 5 games. And that day, it was exhausting. It was crazy. It was long. So many storylines, hype games, hype moments. Obviously, huge outcomes in the victories and huge outcomes, consequences, whatever the word is, in the defeats for the two teams that fell as well. And there was just so much to take in. So many storylines, so many different ways this can go. Talking about the future, talking about Worlds, talking about the offseason. It's crazy to even wrap my mind around where to begin. You know, at the beginning of every week, I kind of think about what kind of videos I'm going to make. What are some topics I want to talk about? And then as the week goes on, new stories come up and those kind of fill in the rest of my videos. But now I'm sitting here thinking that I have like 15 to 20 different video ideas that I could possibly talk about this coming week. And it's crazy. It's overwhelming. I don't know where to start. I don't know which videos are going to do well, which ones are going to do the best. I think a lot of these are going to do well, but it's crazy. And if more news comes out throughout this week, I don't know. It's going to be a very, very crazy week for me, but it's a good problem to have. It is very, very exciting. And I think the place that I want to start out, and the place that we're going to be starting out today, I'm going to be sitting down and recording a ton of videos, I think, right now, as long as I don't get like exhausted. So if I'm wearing the same clothes in a couple of videos throughout the week, that's why. But I think where I want to start is the potential G2 rebuild that is coming. Obviously, G2 coming into this offseason, they were supposed to win the LEC. I mean, that was almost a foregone conclusion. The fact that Fnatic, who was the second best team in Europe last year, they were getting a little bit worse. You know, they lost Rekkles. We really didn't even know what was going on with them. It was kind of weird. People were really upset with Nisqy in the mid lane. Mad Lions, they were kind of chokers. Rogue was pretty good, but were they really going to take down G2? Were they going to take down this G2 team that had been so good these last couple of years, now with Rekkles on the team? So yeah, they were going to win Europe for sure. They were going to Worlds for sure. And the question was, how far were they going to make it at Worlds? Were they going to make it to the semis like last year, even though now they have Rekkles? Were they going to be better? Does that mean they're going to the finals? Are they going to win Worlds this year? Is this going to be the year they actually go and a European team makes it all the way and doesn't get 3-0'd in the finals? You know, this is just kind of how the offseason went down. These were the questions people are asking. This is what people were talking about. And now, I mean, I really don't think if you go back to that point and you told people that G2 was not even going to make it to Worlds, that many people would believe it. I think the one way and the one kind of spot where people had some negativity surrounding what G2 had done was the fact that some people out there saw Perkz as the heart and soul of G2. Whether or not you thought Perkz was a good AD carry or Rekkles was a better AD carry or whatever, Perkz has that it factor. He has a clutch factor. He is untiltable. He shines big in the biggest moments. That's when he comes up the best. And you know, he had been on G2 for so long. It had been his team. And to see him going somewhere else, that was what some people were like, hey, you know, G2 is going to be a different team in 2021. Even people who thought Rekkles was great, there were some concerns about losing Perkz, but still, I would question even those people who thought that Perkz meant so much to G2 and meant so much that G2 was not going to be better in 2021. Did those people think that G2 would not win the spring split, not go to MSI, not win the summer split, and not even go to Worlds, not do well at Worlds, not make the semis at Worlds, not get out of groups at Worlds, not even make it to Worlds, and not only not make it to Worlds, lose to a Fnatic team with a rookie top laner, Bwipo jungle, and Upset at AD carry? You know, a lot of people saw Upset. Upset has been a beast, and I was very, very high on this guy coming into the offseason, but people saw him as a pretty clear downgrade to Rekkles' AD carry, so even that was a big thing. And to see the fact that G2 lost and is now not going to Worlds is still setting in. There's so many big name players. The last 2 years, these 5 G2 players, in a lot of ways, have been seen as the best player at their respective position in the entire LEC. And now, you know G2 is going to be making some moves. And why we know G2 is going to be making some moves, I mean, maybe at least, is actually the Twitter from Mr. Carlos. So coming into the series, he was actually talking a little bit about, the teams and the expectations and everything. I think this was a very, very good point. He tweeted out, "We both suck, but who sucks less is the question everyone is asking themselves." And I thought that was funny. I thought that was incredibly self-aware because, that was the thing. Like, at this point, I made the video last week where I said the G2 era is over. Even if G2 qualifies for Worlds, even if they maybe they would come, all the way back and win the LEC title. But either way, this G2 era of them competing for international titles, winning MSI, going to World Finals, going to World Semis, I really thought that was behind us because they hadn't shown that recently. And even if they were going to beat Fnatic or Misfits or whoever and sneak in, I didn't really think that anyone at Worlds was going to be too scared of G2, and we've been seeing Damwon Kia players saying that, like Khan, like Showmaker, guys like that, publicly saying that, yeah, G2 isn't as scary as they were before, all that stuff. So I thought this was funny, and also, yeah, who was going to suck less? But obviously, Fnatic ends up taking down G2 in 5 games. Honestly, I don't even think the series was that close. Yes, it was 3-2, but I think it was, Fnatic was much better than G2 than a 3-2 scoreline would even tell you, which is also way, way more problematic for G2. But the big tweet coming out from Carlos after the game, 11,000 likes, so crazy. He said, "Laugh at us and myself. We take no offense. There's lots to laugh about. I am so sorry for all of you. We did work harder than previous seasons, but other teams were straight up better." I love the honesty and everything here because it's definitely true. I'm not questioning how hard they worked. I'm not questioning how much they wanted it. I'm just saying that for whatever reason, this team did not work out in 2021, this iteration. That's how League of Legends esports and really how all esports go. The games move so fast. The players who were the best 2 years ago, the teams who were the best 2 years ago, the meta's changed so much. The game is entirely different. You have to be constantly evolving your rosters. People, complain about how often the rosters change, how much turnover there is and everything, but it is for good reason. The fact that G2 in the last 2 years has gone from the second best team in the world to not even qualifying for Worlds should really show you something. But he does say here that he is relatively confident it is time for him to go back and rebuild again. And to me, we know, everyone knows some kind of change to G2 is coming. That's how Carlos is. He is that evil genius. He is that mastermind who will do anything to win. Even though all of his players, his coaching staff, I'm pretty sure everyone is locked up under contract for the future, something is going to change. And he is saying that here. I think some very, very likely candidates for change are going to be Grabs. I really do not expect him to be back as a coach for G2 again in 2022. He was great at one point, but again, I think he's just kind of overstayed his welcome at G2. I really, Wunder has been starting to get a ton of blame. I kind of expect them to move on from Wunder. The only question there is who is going to be that replacement in the top lane. I don't really see any immediate names that are going to be available to them. Maybe Broken Blade. I don't really even know who the other options would be. Who are they going to be able to even get? Maybe Jankos leaves. Maybe they try and go after another jungler. That's possible. Maybe Mickey is gone. Maybe they try and go after another support. They have so many different options. It's going to be crazy. And man, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to love following it and covering it. It's going to be so spicy. But G2 has tons of time to figure out what they're going to be doing. Again, it's August. The offseason doesn't start until November. But yeah, the first time G2's ever not making Worlds, the first time they've ever had this big of a break, the first time, they've ever had to go through something like this. And that they hate this feeling. That they hate losing. That they hate not even getting a chance to compete at the World Championships. So changes are coming. Big changes are coming. And it's probably going to be unexpected changes because they're not going to go out and make some small minor moves. They're going to go out and at least try to make a big, huge splash. And I'm sure they'll be able to. So I really expect multiple changes to come to the G2 lineup and coaching staff this offseason. And I really expect that it'll probably be something that right now we have no idea that it is even possible. It's something that we're not going to see coming at all. And I'm so excited for it. And the rest of this week, the next couple of months on this channel, we'll be running through what I believe to be all the possibilities. And it's going to be a ton of fun. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. The G2 rebuild is coming. Most of us assumed that, but this is word from Carlos himself. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What change do you think G2 should make? Or let me know what video you think I should make next. Again, so many potential topics to talk about. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.